Hello Nistas and Nistas, how are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm Savings Fashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrances, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk fragrances, you guys. And we're going to talk about something that is getting a little buzz in the community. I think she is going to be a favorite amongst quite a few. And the fragrance that I want to speak about is the Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir, and I would like to also speak about one of its predecessors. All right, so let's just take a little walk back down the history of the Marc Jacobs Perfect line, you guys. So in my unboxing, I had noted that I picked up the predecessor immediately before the fragrance from the Elixir, but I was wrong because these fragrances were released starting year 2020, and the original Perfect by Marc Jacobs was released 2020, and then in 2021 is when the Intense version was released, which is the predecessor that I am speaking of. And then in 2022 there was a toilette version released. Then in 2023 they had the Perfect Charm, and based off of what I researched, it said that it was more of a woody type of fragrance. And here in 2024 we have the Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir. So the one that came immediately before the Elixir was the Perfect Charm. Now, I am not familiar with that one. That is not the one that I want to speak of in relations or comparison to the Elixir. The one that I would like to speak of is the second release from this line, and that is the Intense version. So starting with the Elixir, you guys, the bottle is pretty much the signature type of bottle that we get with the Perfect line from Marc Jacobs. It has like the bejeweled, gaudy little top that I've always thought was cute. This is my very first Marc Jacobs fragrance. Never intrigued about it, but this one was getting a lot of praise. I stepped into Sephora, tried it out, and now we have it. So again, this fragrance was released this year, 2024. It is an vanilla oriental floral fragrance. It has top notes. Now, there's some discrepancy between the notes from what I saw on Marc Jacobs and what I saw on Fragrantica. Now, some people are totally against Fragrantica. I get it, but I do think that Fragrantica may share a little bit more information according to their research, because I do think that fragrance companies tend to gatekeep, which they should, or they could, because there are so many copies and dupes out here. So there are times that I may agree, my nose may agree a little bit more with what Fragrantica say than the actual original producer of the fragrance. So according to the Marc Jacobs website, the top notes are purple rhubarb accord. The heart notes are golden amber woods accord, and the base notes are vanilla extract. Now, based off what I smell, even before I knew the notes in here, you guys, this right here is a little bit more than what I just said. That's just my own personal opinion. Now, according to Fragrantica, top notes are honey, plum, and rhubarb. The heart notes are amber, orange blossom, and the base notes are resin, patchouli, and vanilla. And the reason that I do agree more with Fragrantica, because I do smell a sweet honeyness in this fragrance, as well as a resin and that patchouli vanilla undertone. I smell that. So that's what I smell with my olfactory senses. So go figure. You take it how you want. I'm just delivering what I saw on both sites and just my opinion on what I feel. So this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. So AI the Great, she influenced me to buy this fragrance. Like I said, never been a Marc Jacobs fan, just never was on my radar. So it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. So thank you, AI, again. Now, I think that this fragrance is one of those fragrances that is befitting for year-round wear. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't get this to be more woody or gourmand, that it could be only for a particular time of the year, and I don't get it to be a citrusy at all or overly floral that it has to be like spring summer. I don't get this. To me, this is a balanced year-round fragrance, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now you guys, when I first got this and the first day I wore it, I was like, ugh. I don't know what was going on with me that day, but maybe I did not layer it properly and I did not put it on properly, because the longevity and the projection, it was just very mediocre. So the very next day that not the very next day, but the very next time that I wore it, you guys, I made sure that I put my oil in my pulse points, and I made sure that I was very calculated with how I applied the fragrance. And you guys, this fragrance is going to give you a longevity of about 6 hours. So I could smell this fragrance on my skin and my clothes for about 6 hours, maybe a little longer. And as far as projection, I could smell it projecting without having to make any skin to nose or skin to clothes contact for about 4 hours. So as far as the performance for it to be a designer fragrance, I think that it performs relatively good. And if you always want a little extra, you can always take your decant or just drop it inside of your bag. But it is absolutely a beautiful girly type of fragrance. I do think that this could be a very crowd pleasing designer type fragrance. It definitely gives you that designer edge to it, and I like it. Like I said, I do think that there are other fragrance notes in this fragrance that are not listed on the Marc Jacobs site, and as I said, I do get some sweet honey from this. I do get that honey note as well as that resin note, because when it dries down, had this not been done the way that it is done, I don't think I would like this, because there's something about resin that I do not like, and if it's not mixed really good or it's just too much, I don't like it, because the resin is what I don't like in the Tom Ford Lost Cherry once it dries down. But this one, it's done right, and it is really nice. So I do feel that that warm amber and that resin as well as that patchouli is what makes it safe, and you can wear this throughout the cold seasons. And I do think that this is signature scent worthy. It is absolutely beautiful, you guys. So as I got this and I start seeing other videos recommended to me in regards to one of its predecessors, and like I said, this is not the one that came out right before. This one came out 2021. This is the one that came, this is the first flanker from the line. So it was Perfect 2020 and then Perfect Intense 2021. So this is the Perfect Intense, you guys. And the fragrance notes in Perfect Intense are daffodil, jasmine, roasted almonds, and sandalwood. Now I got those notes off of the Marc Jacobs site, and I did not bother to cross-reference them on Fragrantica. But you guys, you definitely get the daffodils and those white florals at the top of this fragrance. And what I do like about it is that the almond is a little different from the almonds that I am used to smelling in the fragrances that I have. They are roasted almonds, so it smells a little different. It's gourmand, but it's not as creamy or milky or as rich or profound as almonds are in some of my other fragrances, like Rolling in Love, or even in the BDK's Velvet Tonka. It's a different type of almond. And I definitely feel that the roasted accord is different from the actual creamy almond accord that I'm used to, and it does give you like this nuttiness. So if you could imagine smelling yellow and white florals that are relatively soft and somewhat subtle, but it's giving you like this unique roasted nutty note in it, this is really nice. And the sandalwood at the base, this is a beautiful fragrance, you guys. And I went to Sephora to sample this, and not just out of curiosity, not thinking that I would like it as much as I do. And of course I ended up with this one as well. So really happy. I do think that they are two different type of fragrance. They give you two different type of vibes, but if I had to choose between one, if I was to only purchase one, it would definitely be the Elixir. It is an absolute beautiful fragrance. I do feel that this fragrance, it does serve as a year-round signature scent as well, but this one to me is just a little bit more sweeter, and this one has more of a floralness with a unique nuttiness undertone to it. But I do think that they both are absolutely beautiful fragrance. So again, this is Marc Jacobs Perfect Intense and Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir. So you guys, I want to thank you. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the fragrances. If you have any questions about the fragrances that I didn't quite cover, you can leave those questions in the comment section below. If you have any comments that you would like to offer and put in the comment section below to add some commentary, thank you. I greatly appreciate you, and do not forget, you, yes you are great. Bye-bye.